Here's Peter King, the must-read column, Football Morning in America. Also working for NBC Sports, visited the Vikings, the Buccaneers, got to speak with Tom Brady, went to the Jags camp, spoke with Urban Meyer, and the Saints situation, their quarterback situation there, and he was at the Steelers as well. The peripatetic Peter King back on the program. Pete, good to have you back. If you look at the rookie quarterback situation, that is legitimate, like the real story here, whether it's the Bears or it's the Niners, which one stands out the most that you think we're going to be talking about during the regular season, not just we overhype the preseason?
I mean, I think both those situations are going to be talked about a lot, Dan. And, you know, it's getting harder and harder for a coach like Matt Nagy or Kyle Shanahan to try to do the right thing for a rookie quarterback picked in the first half of the first round. The other day I thought that, in Chicago, it was an exclamation point on how, and again, this is an exaggeration, okay, but how it's almost like mob rule is trying to pick the quarterback, in Chicago. And it doesn't matter if Justin Fields is ready. I have no idea if he's ready or not. No one knows. But, damn it, we picked the guy 10th or 11th overall, whatever it was, and damn it, he's going to play. We traded 3 ones to go get Trey Lance. Damn it, in San Francisco, he should play instead of Garoppolo. I mean, it's like I wrote last week, all you have to do is look at all the guys who didn't play or barely played as rookies. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, Carson Palmer. I mean, all you have to do is look at all those guys and say, man, isn't the idea to get a quarterback for the next 15 years, not to rush him in, maybe before he's ready? Look, it's possible that Patrick Mahomes would have played great as a rookie. But, Alex Smith quarterbacked him to the playoffs, probably his best year in the NFL. And so, and now Andy Reid looks like a genius. I just would say to fans, we just relax. A guy doesn't have to play this year. He doesn't have to. Do what is best for a player long term. I'm not saying you absolutely should sit him. I'm just saying that it's ridiculous that, that people in the second preseason game are booing the crap out of Andy Dalton. I mean, come on, just stop.
Yeah, I'm wondering, but it's like the Jets. The Jets had a great weekend. Not many teams go, we had a great weekend, and it's August. The Jets are desperate for anything. And Zach Wilson throwing a couple of touchdown passes, that's a great weekend for them. But it feels like their philosophy is, we drafted you, we're playing you. There's no reason to have you ease your way into the lineup. What is your philosophy on that playing a rookie quarterback or letting him kind of ease into the lineup?
Well, if the Jets had Andy Dalton or Jimmy Garoppolo, I doubt that Zach Wilson would be the absolute no-doubt starter. Look at the backups for the Jets. James Morgan, Mike White, Josh Johnson. Those guys are not household names in their own household. And so, look, I think Joe Douglas is a really good general manager. I like him. And I think he's doing a good job building up this team. But I think it's a terrible mistake to not have a backup quarterback, who's a veteran. And I'm sure that they made a call about Nick Foles. I mean, Nick Foles is going to languish as the number 3 in Chicago unless somebody makes an offer that Ryan Pace thinks is good enough, that he would take. But again, it's a totally different situation. Who else is going to play? You're going to trot out last year's 4th round pick, James Morgan, to start the opener and to go into Carolina and play. And that's why it's almost been preordained from day one that Zach Wilson was going to play.
Yeah, I just worry the rookie quarterback gets into bad habits, or, Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts. Like, you get into a situation where David Carr is the quarterback that always comes to mind. I don't think any quarterback in his first 3 years got sacked more than David Carr did. And I think that your confidence level gets shot. You get into bad habits there. That would be my concern with Zach Wilson. The expectation level is higher than on any other quarterback. Even Trevor Lawrence. Like, it's New York. It's the Jets. They expect greatness out of there. And that's why I thought Can you get Nick Foles? What's he going to cost you if you get him?
Yeah.
Or Andy Dalton? Maybe that's the route that they take. Out of this group of quarterbacks, which one plays in a playoff game first?
Trey Lance, just because he's, in my opinion, of all the rookie quarterbacks who are going to play fairly early, whether it be year 1 or 2, Trey Lance is on the best team.
Yeah.
I mean, the Niners got, and again, look, time will tell. If Trey Lance is good, trading 2 future ones for him, plus using that pick on him, that's a huge investment. But I think they can afford to do that because of guys like Fred Warner and Bosa and a good receiving core. I just think right now they are built to rise with a young quarterback, to maybe take some aches and pains with them. But they're a really, really good team. I think they're easily a top 10 team in the league right now. And so I always look for what quarterback goes to the best team, and he did.
He's Peter King, Football Morning in America. The column is out now, and you spent some time with Tom Brady. Brady has talked about he's going to know if he's not playing at a certain level, then it's time to retire. But is he going to know, or will somebody tell him that he's not playing at the level that he needs to or should be?
I mean, you never know about something like that. I didn't cover Wayne Gretzky or Michael Jordan, so I don't know what happened at the end with them. But the fact is, as I said today, Brady is 1,593 days older than the next oldest player in football. And last year, he threw for more touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes, more yards than Aaron Rodgers, and he won the Super Bowl by 22 points. So, I mean, that's why, in my opinion, you talk to him. I talked to him. He didn't say anything. Yeah, I'm playing X number more years. He's smart. He's just taking it year to year, and he says, I'll know. So who knows whether it's him or whether it's Tampa or some other team that tells him that's it. I think he's on his last team, but I don't know that. I don't see how anybody can know that right now.
What did you come away from your conversation with Urban Meyer? If I'm a Jags fan, how confident should I feel?
I think what Urban Meyer is trying to do, he stood in front of his team, Dan, at the start of the season. He said, listen, you can call me 24/7. I'm here to help you. Your coaches are here to help you. And one day, Josh Allen, the pass rusher, called him from a hospital after just having a baby and said, they're telling us that my wife has to take this certain formula. All we want to do is breastfeed the baby. Baby had some jaundice. Hospital said you need to have this formula, whatever it was. So he didn't know who to call. He called Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer fixed it. And I wrote about that this morning. And the moral of the story is Urban Meyer feels like he needs to be there for his players as people, so that during games they'll be there for him and for the franchise, and play without reservation, all play, all for one for all, that kind of stuff. So he's doing his best to try to build the family aspect of it. But Dan, and I know that how can you tell if a guy is going to be able to take all the losing that you're going to have to take in the preseason? Already one of his veterans had to come up to him after the first game, take him by the shoulders, kind of gently shake him and say, hey, coach, it's an effing preseason game. And so anyway, I guess my whole point about this is, it's August 23rd, and I don't know how he's going to take losing. He says he's going to be okay. He's talked to Jimmy Johnson about what 1-15 felt like. So he understands that that's going to happen. But I think he is trying his best to build a roster of players and coaches who care for each other, so that when times get tough, and they will, they're not going to splinter.
When do you make your Super Bowl pick?
I don't know, a couple of weeks. I don't know. It's, how do you not pick Kansas City and Tampa? I don't know. It's a very lazy pick. but I don't know, Dan. They both look pretty good, and the Bills look good too. So you never know. But uh, I, I,
I think Peter just froze up.
He was just about to
we don't
drop his.
know.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah,
froze up for a second.
we don't know. We don't know what is going to happen with COVID. So that some team is going to get kind of screwed by COVID at some point this year. So I think it makes it especially difficult to pick because how do you know what that team is? Like a Southern team like Tampa, Bruce Arians said, we're being really, really careful. They've already had multiple people. I've heard it's more than 5 in their organization test positive after being vaccinated. So, I mean, we are in totally uncharted territory, especially for teams like in Florida, in Texas, in the South. So those are things that we just can't know right now.
I want to leave you with this: the new trying to police taunting here in the NFL, and I'm wondering. Let's say a last second Hail Mary, and somebody knocks the ball down, and then they taunt after the clock is wound down, zeros up there, so it's after the fact. Can you call a penalty for taunting after a game is over? And you give the offense one more play?
It's a great question. And I think the answer is yes, because they'd obviously call it like a continuation play. But we at NBC are going to have our session with the NFL and with the officials here coming up soon. I'm going to ask that question. I think it's a really interesting question. But the whole taunting thing, I really don't view it as anything that was anything like a crisis or a huge problem in the league. I don't get the point of emphasis about it. It feels like they're trying to make a very, very emotional game totally even keel. That's a hard thing to do.
Who brought this up? Like, where was the outcry?
I don't even know. I don't know. I was surprised when I read about it. I hadn't heard about it. I don't know. And I think the NFL's got to be careful, Dan, because it's already the no fun league. And I just think that if you're trying to fix something that truly may not be broken, I don't understand why that is.
Pete, great to talk to you again. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Dan. Take care.
That's Peter King, Football Mornings in America. That column is out now.